If you want to land a remote job, but you feel lost, you don't know what to do first, you don't know how to start, you tried everything you could, but still no results, you feel that there is too much competition out there and you start doubting if your profile is good enough, if your area is really possible to land a good remote job, if you need to sacrifice your salary, or if you will finally find something good out there for you to work remotely. Does it ring a bell for you? Have you ever thought anything similar to that? If yes, this video is for you. My name is Juliana Rabi and this is my YouTube channel. I help professionals to land a remote job faster. In this channel, I talk everything about career, remote jobs, LinkedIn, resume, interview preparation. So if you like those topics, make sure you follow the channel and every week you have access to new videos. If you're having any issues with landing a remote job, first of all, let me tell you, this is normal. There is nothing wrong with you. I mean, probably not. But most of people find it difficult to land a remote job, especially if it's the first remote job. So accept that this is a normal thing that might happen to you, and it's happening to a lot of people. Especially nowadays, more and more people are considering remote jobs. So there is nothing wrong with you if you're having issues with that. The question is, what do you want to do now, right? Do you want to remain having issues, having problems, not landing a remote job, or do you want to find a solution for that? And if you want to find a solution and finally land a remote job, you basically have three options. One option is that you do everything alone and you keep doing what you're doing already. Maybe you checked online different websites, YouTube channels, blog posts, and you saw different things. So you probably tried that already, but you're not achieving the results you want. So one option is that you keep doing what you're doing now. Maybe you just need to be more persistent. Maybe you just need to do more. Maybe you just need to keep doing. So this is one option. Keep doing exactly what you're doing until now. The second option is that you give up because maybe it's too difficult. Maybe this is not really for you, or maybe you're not sure if this is for you. So you just don't want to try anymore. It's quite hard. It's dragging your energy and you decide to abort the plan. You decide to give up. You don't want to think about remote jobs anymore. And the third option is that you decide to hire a professional to help you in the process. I know that this third option might be the most scary one because you need to put money, you need to commit to someone, you need to make a big decision. So that's exactly what I want to talk about in this video. Why should you consider hiring a professional to help you to land a remote job? Before going into the reasons, I want to emphasize one very important thing. Maybe you don't need to hire a professional. Yeah, maybe this is not the kind of help you need, because think about your career journey up to now. I don't know you, I don't know who is watching this video, but probably you landed your previous jobs and even your current job alone, right? Without the need of hiring a professional. You probably could use the network that you had at the moment, or you follow the traditional way of landing jobs, like you find a job posted somewhere, you apply for it, and the company contacts you, you do the interview, all the different steps of the recruitment process, and you land the job. So think if you really need it, or if you can do things alone, and then you can go to the other option, which is I don't need to hire a professional to help in that. So just understand that you probably never needed to hire a professional to land a job up to now. But then when it comes to remote jobs, things get to be different. Why is that? Because there is a lot of competitors out there, right? I have seen remote jobs that the offer was posted in one day, and like 2 days later, there were 500, 600 people applying for that job. So the amount of competitors for one single position can be really, really high. So this can be scary. This can put some people off the process and they might think, I don't know how to do it alone. Also, people don't know how to start the remote job search. They have never done it. They not even know where to find the legitimate positions. They feel afraid of scam. They think that they can only go for entry-level positions. So there is a lot of beliefs around remote jobs that if you don't know how to handle them, maybe having support is something for you. But let's be very clear, not everybody needs to hire a professional to land a remote job. But there are some cases that hiring a professional can be helpful to you, and that's exactly what I want to share here. When you work with a professional that is helping you to land a remote job, you are gonna have access to a tested methodology, to a framework, to a process, to a step-by-step in a certain order that is tested before and it works. That's a big advantage because you can go online on the internet and find everything there, right? But it might feel like a Frankenstein, like different pieces that doesn't really fit together, and then you don't know what to do first, what to do second, which is the right order, or who to follow, because a lot of people on the internet will share contradictory information. Some people will say you should have your resume on PDF format, or they will say, no, you should always use Word format. So it can be confusing, it can be even opposite information that you're gonna find on the internet. So when you work with someone, you have a tested methodology. You have a process that is already arranged in a nice way and it works. So this is a big advantage because you save time and you know exactly what you need to do first and what you do in every step of the process. When you work with a professional to help you landing a remote job, you save time in the process. This is probably the biggest advantage that you can get from hiring someone. You save your time. And let's be frank here, time is money. Time is life. So instead of spending 6, 7, 8 months in the job searching to land a remote job alone, maybe you can do that shorter in 3, 4, 5 months. And it's up to you, but I think it's way more interesting to enjoy the new job and start working remotely than being in the process, being in the job search. Job search is not fun. The fun thing is landing the job that you want, the flexibility that you want, and have the lifestyle that you want to create. But you don't need to spend that much time in the process. So working with someone, you save your time, your energy, and your money. I like to think that when I hire a professional to do something that I'm struggling to do alone, that I tried already but I'm not capable of, or that is putting me down because it's too hard, I like to think that I will pay myself back in the future when I start a new job. Let me explain this concept. When you hire a professional, you need to pay the person, right? The person is providing you a professional service. So upfront, you need to put some money. But when you land the job you want to land, when you are happier in your life, when you're making more money, when you have more flexibility, when you're living the life you want, you're going to get paid, right? So with your new salary, you're going to get back that money that you invested in your own career. So it's kind of, you borrow money from yourself from the future to pay now for a service, and once you land the job, you're gonna get that money back because you're gonna make way more money than the amount you paid for the professional. Of course, right now you need to make an investment, but think long term and think how important it is for you to get the job you want. So if it makes sense, you're investing in yourself, in your career, in your happiness, and in the future, with probably 1 or 2 salaries, you're gonna get that money back. So it's putting things into a long-term perspective instead of just say, I need to spend money right now on it. Maybe think, I'm investing money in my career and I will get that money back from myself once I start a new job and I receive 1 or 2 salaries. So it's an investment that will pay you back when you land a new remote job that you want so much. Job searching can be exhausting, can be lonely, can be even a sad process because you see people around you happy with their jobs, with their life, and you are struggling with yours. So it can be really a hard process. I have been a job seeker myself, and I remember that, and I talk to people every day who are not happy in the journey. So the fun part is when you are doing the job you want to do, not when you're searching for that. So having someone that you trust, someone that can support you when you feel low, when you feel down, when you have doubts, when you are not sure that you can do that, it's amazing. It's amazing to have the support of someone that won't judge you and won't just try to tell you, oh, it doesn't matter, oh, you're going to be better tomorrow. It's like, no, I'm feeling bad because I'm struggling with my job search. So having someone to talk about it, and not only talk, but like help you to move from the struggling part to start achieving results, it's amazing. It's really priceless. In my experience, I had people supporting me in different steps of my career, and one of the best parts was having someone I could openly talk, share my fears, share my sadness, share my doubts, even when I was doubting myself if I was able to do the job or not, and having someone supporting me. So it's not only about techniques, how to land a remote job, and there are strategies for that. But when you hire a professional to walk with you in this journey, you have emotional support also through the process, which is amazing. If you have ever gone to the gym to work out, you're probably gonna understand what I'm gonna say next. If you go with a friend, or if you're paying a personal trainer, you are way more motivated to don't give up in the process, right? Why is that? Because you're committed to someone else. You're not alone in the journey. So if you wake up and you're lazy, you're like, I might not go to the gym today. But if your friend is waiting for you at 8 a.m. there, you think twice or even 3 times before giving up. If you're paying the personal trainer and he's there, you're gonna say, well, I'm already paying, I'm gonna do my best and I'm gonna go there. And once you're there, it's fun and you enjoy. But when you commit with someone else, there is a higher chance that you're gonna do what you said you're gonna do. And the same thing happens when you hire a professional to help you to land a remote job. When you think about giving up, when you are not sure if you should keep going or not, that person will keep you accountable. That person will help you to keep motivated. That person will help you to go from a low state of mind to, decided and committed and taking the right actions again. So not being alone in the job search is a big help, is a big support to keep you on the right track and to achieve results faster. So when you think about giving up, but you have someone with you on your side helping you, you probably won't give up and you keep, into the right path. If you're doing that alone, maybe you are self-motivated enough to do it on your own, but we're just human. So we all have ups and downs, and that happens. So if we cannot avoid it, it's easier to have someone that will support us when we have a low moment, and then we are easily back to track. Of course, everything I shared here is the way I see the situation, is the advantage I see of hiring a professional in a strategic moment of your career. I have hired several coaches and professionals in different moments of my career according to the needs I had. So I totally vote for that because that's the choice I have made in different moments of my career. And when people ask me why they should hire a professional, these are basically the arguments I share, and that's why I decided to record this video. But let me tell you something. My final comment about it is be careful with who you hire. You're putting your money, you're putting your time, your energy, so you should trust the person and don't hire anyone that is not yet where you want to be. Let me say that again. Be careful with empty promises. Be careful when following people or trusting people that didn't do yet in their own life, in their own career, what they are saying they can help you to do. So only trust professionals that achieved already what you want to achieve. So look for people who are some steps ahead of your own journey and see if there is a feeling, if there is a connection, if the person can can demonstrate results. So be careful with whoever you trust, whoever you hire to be with you into your career journey. If you like this content, make sure you follow my YouTube channel to keep receiving great quality content. And don't give up on your goal of landing a remote job. If you want to do it alone, that's amazing. If you decide to hire a professional, that's even a possibility. But please don't give up on your dreams. There's so much life out there, flexibility, fulfillment, possibility to travel, to do what you love when you work remotely. So go for it.